Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have any questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached.
Around?
That is one of the ways. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those of you that need instant gratification in this millennial-based world. And, of course, the show's Twitter feed is at SKiMPod. That's SKiMPod. For the more patient amongst you, which is none of us, let's be honest, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy, again, being spelled with a K. We're also available via Apple Podcast, something I've never heard of, Stitcher Radio. Are any of you still using that shit? TuneIn Radio, whatever the fuck that is, I couldn't tell you. Google Play, I've heard of that. I don't use it, but if you do, thank you. Spotify, now that one I use, so find us on there. I know we're on there. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Now I ask that you please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show, because honestly, I don't do that shit. And I need someone to pick up my slack. Now, I hear that there is a group of people here that collectively discuss music, and they provide for you, yes you, a pod called Cast. It's a musical discussion show built on a hip-hop foundation, which seems to be what makes the musical world turn these days, and I hear it's pretty swell. Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, The Real ODP, and your host, Internet's Tasty Tayrell 713.
Hey.
Come here.
What up, boy?
I'm talking to... Come here.
What's happening?
Hi, Anthony.
What's good, nephew?
Say
What
hey.
up?
That's
How you
Dan
doing?
and T and Gabe. Oh.
Oh.
You still gotta go to the bathroom?
Still.
Okay, go to say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Bye.
Hi, buddy.
Say see you later. Alright, go ahead, just go. Go to the bathroom. Alright. I'll see you later. He had to go to the bathroom.
He was mesmerized.
Like, wait a
Yeah, he
minute.
didn't. And he didn't know what to say.
Talking to people. What's really going on? All right. Let's hit it. Hello and welcome to Stage Crunchy and Milk. It's episode 346, and I didn't think of anything pithy to say about it. But I am joined by the man of 1,000 nicknames, the artist formerly known as Chesterfield Rockwell, the 216's own, Tatum.
We've been touching elbows.
We are also joined by Mr. Work From Home himself, who is this close to shaving it all off. It's Lunchbox 2099.
You don't know if he's talking about my head or my balls.
Why not both?
I don't know if I got enough hours in the day to do that much shaving.
Kelly Clarkson.
We also have the last of the Golden Coquis, suburban Puerto Ricans, the real ODP himself. It's the homie Gabe.
My 4-year-old changed Hulk's name into Hulkatino, and I'm amused to no end about it. And every time he attacks, he yells, Hulkatino!
Is this where, like, they try and take old comic book characters and turn them into other nationalities?
I was thinking more if it was like a drink, like the Incredible Hulk and the cappuccino together.
Oh, I was thinking of Orangina, but okay. The Incredible Old Italians.
Yeah, I was watching the Office. I think it's season 3 where Rashida Jones, and she's Italian on the show.
Is that what she's supposed to be in the show?
Yes, they mention it a few times.
They just don't want to call her black, do they?
No.
She had a show about to be on Netflix from Kenya Barris called is it Black AF? I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like her.
Oh, really?
She just don't fly my cat.
Let me drop this lyrics and we'll come back around. I had this in line for last week, and I was like, "Well, I got Nick on the horn. I gotta make sure I do Bay Area." So this is a leftover that I'm I super dig down on. But brave man didn't die face down in the Vietnam muck, so I could not style on you. I didn't walk uphill both ways to the booth and back to now wild on you. You think baby Jesus killed Hitler just so I whispered? And you're safe and sound and these crooks tap your phone to not have a file on you? Huh. What me worry not, buddy, I've lost before, so what? You don't get it, I'm dirt, motherfuckers, I can't be crushed. Fuckers, open the books up and stop bullshitting the kid. My dick got a missing star, I'm on par with the best ever took the gig. I'm a super cat from Don Dot to the dust, don't bother to touch. I got firm clutch on the grip and the bucks. I might ghost ride a tank, take a bride to the bank. I'm the son of Rick Rubin, rushing full thrust. Don't flash weak shit to the Shark Tank judge. Talk real good cause I'm smart and stuff. We good crew to fuck with, better to love. That is a verse from Mr. LP, El Productor himself of Run the Jewels fame. Their newest song is Ooh La La, and them cats have not. Yo, that song is absolute fire. We have a guest on the mic. It is young Anthony Tatum Jr. getting down with the get down over here, taking over for his father. He just actually went to the he went to the restroom. I thought he'd come through and get on the mic. Hi.
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 You doing okay? Tell everybody your one of your jokes, and then you can go to bed.
I don't know. I don't know yet.
What about one of those pickle jokes you told me?
Yeah. Why did the pickle call 911?
Why did the pickle call 911?
Because you stick in the jar.
Bruh, I too would call 911 in that situation. Heck yeah.
All right. Well, say good night to everybody.
Good night, good night, good night.
Good night, good night. That's how a kid knows how to get off stage after getting a good joke off. That's the man.
All right. Good night, Spud.
Can you say my favorite Star Wars person?
Oh, okay. You can just say it. What's your favorite Star Wars person?
My favorite Star Wars person is...
Is it Kylo Ren or is it Darth Vader?
Kylo Ren and Darth Vader.
Okay. All right. Good night. Everybody knows that now.
The path to the dark side.
CDC. CDC.
If you don't know, CDC is straight elbows, man.
I'm gonna hold somebody's hand when I'm sleeping.
Don't nobody hold your hand when you're sleeping. Go to bed, Anthony. Go talk to Mama. She in there.
He got a taste. Now he just can't give the life up.
Yeah, he gonna want to come back.
His
out.
father was the same way.
I was a good sleeper.
No, I mean, what you're saying when you got to taste the podcast, you couldn't have. It was like more.
Oh, yeah, because the first time we recorded, we got that. I was like, oh, that was great. I was like, we should do it two in a row. And then that's how we used to do shows. Now, that was a long ass time ago.
It's all good.
Just like when you're an old man, you can't do it twice. It's only once a night.
So,
except for Gabe.
This little bit of kit. Can you see this, guys?
Yes.
No.
It's a little shiny.
White thing.
There we go.
Oh.
It's close up on you. So this is the PC Mini. PC Engine was the TurboGrafx 16 in Japan. They announced the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, just like those mini Nintendos and stuff like that for America, except this Corona has pushed back its release date. But the Japanese one was released in, Japan. So your man just hit up Amazon Japan, and they came through in the clutch for your boy. That took about 6 days to get here from Japan. I was very impressed.
Can you play Samurai Showdown?
No, because that's not a TurboGrafx game. That's a Neo Geo game.
Oh, yeah.
I know. But
I would never question your knowledge on it.
The reason I show you that, and the reason I'm talking about this at all, is because it's official. We out here streaming on Twitch, and it comes under, of course, the Stage Crunchy and Milk banner. You should go follow us on Twitch and get ready for more shit. I've got it up a couple of times. It works really well. We figured out all the various settings and the devices we need for that. And so again, we continue to build the brand. with another spot on there. Twitch is kind of dope because you can do game stuff, but you can also do they call it Twitch IRL stuff. You can do things on there. If we wanted to, we could record the show on Twitch and blah blah blah. So it's lots of good stuff to be had there. And so again, that started this week. And if you go and take a peek, you can see a couple of videos up there of stuff as I tested out things. There's one video that's just basically all you get is music, because couldn't get the video to work. There's another video where it's plenty of video, but you can't hardly hear me speaking because the microphone turned off. And the last one, third time was the charm. You can both hear the video and hear me talk, see the video and hear me talk. And it's pretty good. And so, like I said, if you want to go follow the show on Twitch, it stays Krunchy and Milk, all one word. And that is popping off now, man. Again, we just trying to keep stacking this brand on top of this brand on top of this brand. And I figured I'd do that too. So we own that shit.
Putting that work in. Hey,
I'm trying my damnedest.
Who's TurboGrafx 16's Mario? I mean, Bonk.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo had Mario, Sega had Sonic, PlayStation had Crash Bandicoot.
Which is really Bandicoot was a great game. I wonder why they haven't really made later generations of that game lately.
They did. They released all of it last year on a nice little set. You can play Crash Bandicoot right now.
Oh,
that would be on PlayStation 4.
Right.
Man, I need to get with it.
The Crash Bandicoot collection and Crash Team Racing were all released last year and so forth. So if you want to get down some Crash, you certainly could. They really gussied the graphics up as well, so it looks really nice.
Is PlayStation gonna come out with a Smash Brothers equivalent where they did fight? Oh, they did.
They did. It's called PlayStation All Stars. It was not well received, and I don't think they're going to repeat that little situation again.
Oh, so you can have PlayStation exclusive characters fighting each other.
Yes.
And people weren't weren't for it.
Oddly enough, PlayStation's history at the time that they released that had not been long enough in tooth to have enough characters to make it worth people's while, I guess.
So maybe they can take another shot at it now that they got more exclusive characters.
Well, they've added basically 2 more exclusive characters, I guess, unless you want to consider some of the Detroit Become Human type games. And it's like those guys aren't made for fighting games per se. Yeah, and that's also another problem. It's like they don't have a lot of happy-go-lucky characters, They have all serious dudes. You go on PlayStation, that's what it's for, I'm saying? It's Kratos versus, Nathan Drake. I guess that's funny, but not fun. Oh my goodness! As I seem to have to always ask you, and I'm going to continue this until I no longer have to ask you. How's the apocalypse treating you, gentlemen?
It's not terrible. I mean, it could be worse, I suppose.
Back.
It was a article. I think did one of you guys send it, or did I send it about them taking down the basketball rims?
Vanessa sent that to me in my text today, so I didn't see it from you guys actually, but I did hear about them, the city of Cleveland doing that, right?
Yeah. I found that out in person. So after we recorded last week, the next day, I went and after work, I decided to leave the house. I didn't go and get out of the car, but I had to drop my mortgage payment off in the mailbox. Mm-hmm. So I figure I'll drive over to the post office where I got my passport done because they have one of those pull up, drop it in the slot mailbox type situations. So I drove over there, and on the way there I passed by a court, a park that I used to play basketball at a few years back. It's they have a baseball diamond, couple basketball, full basketball courts, playground. So, as I'm driving by, I noticed they had caution tape wrapped around the poles. So I was like, that's weird.
So, a bit of murder.
So I went and dropped the mortgage payment in the mailbox, and on the way back, I'm like, I'll drive through the park and see, what's going on over there. So, I pull into the park, and I'm thinking there's going to be, some signs or something. But no, it's just they had caution tape wrapped around all the poles. even on the playground was like wrapped up in caution tape like it was like a murder scene. And then the rims themselves were covered in 2x4s, so like no one could shoot.
Wow.
And like that was the idea I had because like I've been stuck in the house. Like I haven't been able to, like none of the gyms are open, so I can't go work out there. Like I don't really have workout equipment here. I've got like a couple dumbbells and like one like resistance band thing, but I don't have like any heavy dumbbells. Like it's like two of them are 4 pounds and two of them are 5 pounds. And so it's like I don't really have workout equipment. And so my thought was like, hey, maybe I can go get some cardio and shoot some hoops if there's no one around. Nope, can't do that. Yeah. And then like I went online trying to find workout equipment that I could buy, and everywhere is like either closed or not shipping anything. So it's like I can't order a bike. Like Dick's had those Bowflex dumbbells listed for sale for like $350. Like they were on sale. And it's the ones where like you can adjust the weights on them. So it's like, two dumbbells can get you all the way from like 2 to 25 pounds or whatever. So I was like, oh shit, that would be cool to have around here. I'm like, I'll splurge by that because I don't know how long I'm going to be here and I could use it. And nope, can't ship to you, can't pick up in your area. So I'm basically fucking stuck right now. Like I'm at the point where I'm just going to look up yoga videos on YouTube and start trying to learn how to do yoga by myself.
Which isn't a bad idea.
I mean, it was always something that I wanted to do anyway. So I guess this is just the push because I'm literally backed into a corner. I have no other options at this point.
You got to get that DDP yoga, man. They said they'll send it to you for free if you just ask them in most situations.
We have it here. Tom bought it a couple years ago. The DVDs are sitting right in front of me on the DVD player.
You got to do it, man.
Yeah.
It's right there. You don't even got to be bothered at that point. That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm basically, like I said, I'm out of options, so I might as well.
Yeah. And it was fun. I usually don't get like dragged into that kind of those comments on Cleveland.com and shit like that. I'm like, I just felt like that was a step too far. Like, yes, they were saying like, people are playing full on 5-on-5 and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's 10 people or less.
Yeah, but I mean, on one hand, I get it. But on another hand, personal responsibility comes into play. Like, it's kind of like survival of the fittest to a certain extent. Like, hey, yes, it's very dangerous to be doing this, but that's their choice.
Mm-hmm.
And
the one caveat I think to that, though, I'm sorry to cut you off, is that I think a lot of the times those courts are predominantly like full of like kids or teenagers. Mm-hmm. who may not be taking it seriously. So they're almost put in a position of having to save them from themselves.
And I do get that, but at the same time, like, you're an adult. You wanted to go play. You wanted, you still want some sense of normalcy in your life.
Yeah, and, like, I totally get it. Like, if I were to go up there, I would just want to shoot by myself and not play with anybody. Yeah. I think the problem, though, is, like, if they leave them open, they would have to have like police there like all day long just watching it,
Interesting enough, the court around the corner of my house has police there all day long just watching it, and they always give the kids what they've done instead of boarding up the hoops
or just taking out they
have instead just been like, hey, do y'all know what's going on? Okay, I want you guys to understand, okay, and so forth and so on. They just basically asked them if they are fully aware that this they're putting themselves in a bit of danger. And so as time has gone on, because like I said, that's kind of the way we walk the dog. We walk that general area over there by the park. It has gotten less and less and less. And I think we just saw like 2 people there the other day, and it's like a father and his kid on one end of the court just kind of playing together, and it was like maybe 3 or 4 kids down the other end of the court. And they were trying, they're just playing some half. And like I said, cops, just sitting there and in the cop car, like, all right, I've made you aware of the situation, and we keep the motherfucking moving.
Long, long ago when it was still nice outside.
Like 15, 16 hours ago? Because it's wild here.
Yeah, it was, I guess about maybe almost 2 hours ago now. Man, it just started snowing crazy sideways outside.
I know. it's our city. We go from like the family, we got to take a walk outside in the parks because it was in the 60s and so nice and everything. You know, I was even out there in a t-shirt, and I don't t-shirt easily. But and then I have to wake up to the hard snow.
Yeah, this. I mean, with this kind of situation, it is nice when it's nice outside, where you can just like take a breather because this being in the house is. It just stinks. It's not that great.
It feels like the seasons used to have kind of like a defined personality, and then the transition between the two of them, there was a little bit of gap, but it was like pretty steady. Now it's the transition between them is just like it's fucking jumbled, where it's like any fucking thing can happen. It's Russian roulette.
Yeah, it's kind of like playing Madden at Madden 94. It's like you play one game, it's snowing, it's sunny one game. It's pretty terrible.
Well, like you said, it was like 60 something the last 2 days. We had hail like 2 nights ago, and it's like so it was like 60. Then we get hail in the evening. Then it's 60 yesterday. Wake up today, it's a snow, and then like it's back up to almost 60 in the afternoon. But then it's like wind is whipping at like 60 miles an hour outside. It's just crazy. It's not. There's no consistency.
Yeah, man, this year just been a motherfucker. That's all it is. Like,
shit, that wind's gonna push the COVID shit around quicker than anybody else can. One cough into the wind and the whole street's got it.
Oh.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, like one thing like that I've only heard mentioned a few times that it's supposedly supposed to stay in the air for 4 hours. So I had never heard of no shit staying in the air for 4 hours.
Oh, great. I'm going to get COVID from somebody like a couple blocks away after being so careful.
That's the point of us. The point of us wearing masks at this point is not to protect you from COVID. It's to protect everybody else from you. So that's just basically where we are at this point. It's not
just like Drake said.
I was shocked yesterday. My family created a group chat. And they were like, oh, hey, we're going to have Easter. My sister and her husband were like, oh, we're going to have Easter at our house on Sunday. Everybody's invited, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, what? Like, I read it all. And, like, my stepmom, my dad, and my brother, like, they said that they were going. And I was just like,
okay.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I appreciate the invite. But I'm like, how do I tell them I'm not coming in a way where, like, they won't be mad, but they'll understand?
I get it if you want to be, play your hand gently, but that's never been you before. So why are you gonna start now?
Well, I mean, like, I'm not trying to make like you know how it is. Like with me and my family, we don't get together a ton.
True. And
like right now, the way things are, like, I talked to them on the phone, like my dad and my stepmom the other day for probably about 20 minutes. So like that was a plus, I guess. But no, all I said was, I appreciated the invite, but I was going to maintain the quarantine, and that I hope they all had a good dinner, and that I'd see them all later.
There you go.
Yeah,
you did perfectly fine.
That's a good answer.
What's crazy is like you keep on hearing about like. So I was talking to my mother the other day on the phone, and she was like, "This event happened about 2 weeks ago, or maybe closer to 3 weeks ago now, when 50 people were allowed to be together, and like it was a birthday party happening, and everybody has it."
Yeah.
So like it's weird.
It's like, I don't even want your dad going to that. You know what I'm saying?
I was literally just gonna wait. I was gonna say as soon as Anthony was done, was that like my dad has a pacemaker. Like for me, it seems like maybe I'm wrong, but to me it seems foolish for him to be going out to anything right now.
Right?
Not wrong. It's not. You're not wrong, but like it's one of those feelings. It's like, I've been out of milk for a couple of days. Like
me too. I ran out of almond milk,
and I'm like, I need to go to CVS called today. Like, hey, come pick up your medicine. I don't need it right now.
Saturday, one of the White House officials was like, "Yo, don't even go get groceries or prescriptions this coming week, because this week is like one of them like peak weeks of this whole infection situation arc." And so I was like, well, let me go re-up Sunday. I'm like, that way, you know what I'm saying? Not that it makes any more sense in the situation, but I'm like, I'll go to Heinen's under the expectation, in my mind, it'll be kind of empty and blah, blah, blah. Bruh, it was so, if I get the fucking Rona I got it from Heinen's, this trip to Heinen's Sunday, I want you to know that. Motherfuckers was just not doing what they're supposed to do. It's like they gave no fucks. Like the grocery store was doing what they supposed to do. Like I said, they was wiping down carts and not even letting you take your carts outside. They kept them in the store. They were like, all right, go pull your car around. We'll load your car up. And all the 6 feet social distance, all that good stuff, signage everywhere saying, but people just, I'm like weaving away from people. It's like what was the meme that said people playing real life Pac-Man in grocery stores right now? And it's like, that's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was trying my best to avoid people, like as give people as wide a berth as possible. They, like I said, no one was respecting it, and I was just like, y'all all trying to kill us, man. This is what it is, man. I'm sorry, Daniel. What were you about to say?
I was gonna say I had this similar situation with that in Giant Eagle, like when this first started, like 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like I was in the Giant Eagle, and like they were all clustering in one area, and I just gave up on trying to get bread that day because I'm like, I'm not going over there with all y'all standing there.
Yeah, man. It was.
Yeah, I haven't had that kind of bad luck yet.
That was the first time it happened. That's the thing. It was so out of the normal. I was like, these white folks in Rocky River, I just don't think they can get sick. And I'm just like, man, they wilding. Because in Cleveland on 117th, they Giant Eagle, everybody giving everybody a wide berth, keeping that 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? People was getting, and also they was hitting it hard. They was in and out. Getting their shit moving on. And it's because I needed a real swath of groceries, you know what I'm saying? It had been like, it basically come on a 2-week period of time. I was like, all right, well, we got to do some re-up of some groceries. And so I couldn't just go down the road to Drug Mart like I have been doing, which is like, okay, if I need something, I can just run down the street to Drug Mart and ain't nobody. Well, everybody who's there is like I said, same difference. They in there, they going in there, they get what they need to get the fuck out. Ain't nobody trying to chat bullshit or nothing. They making moves. And like this motherfucker, they out here shopping and talking and chatting. I'm like, what is y'all even fucking doing? Like, no.
Yeah, I was at the Ace Hardware store, and I got to see this old dude every bit of 98, just like not covered up. This like, I mean, I don't know. It just kind of seems like, I mean, I guess. I feel like I take it more seriously as being like an asthmatic person.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's one of those things where it's like you should take it a little bit, at least cover up your face.
Yeah.
And I know that masks are at a premium right now, and like you can't find gloves. I mean, it is getting harder and harder to find stuff.
Vanessa's sister sewed us all up masks.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a mask now. Rachel, Get Off My Planet, is a crocheting mask. And so she's going to send me some masks for the family and stuff. So I'm getting to where I can get it from. Vanessa had one that came from, I want to say somewhere in California that she came in the mail today. That's pretty decent. So, and like the one that Vanessa's sister's made is real nice, good material, but she also put a pocket to put
they can put the filter in.
Yeah.
Coffee filter?
No, it is it's actually it's like whatever goes in that M5 mask. She has multiple sheets of that material, and so you basically just got to cut a square out and stick it in there.
You can put a maxi pad in there. What'd you say?
Yeah,
my wife had to go to Costco yesterday.
Yeah.
And we even traveled out of the county. We went to the one in Avon. So that's that's
because it's the only one basically around us.
Yeah, that's the one in Strongsville, but Avon's out of the Cuyahoga County, and I thought that would be less. It wasn't too busy. She wore a makeshift mask with a coffee filter and it, wore gloves. They were only letting so many people in at a time, so they were taking precautions there. So trying to be as safe as possible, and it still gave her anxiety to go in there. She just freaked out about this whole thing.
I mean, it's a reasonable freak out at this point in time. You know, it's not irrational. You know what I'm saying? In some instances, you know what I'm saying. You know how your wife gets. Sometimes some things just like, is that rational, baby? But in this case, she right. And so I'm glad she is feeling that, but also I'm glad you're there to support her feeling that. You know what I'm saying?
Did she go in the evening time?
No, late afternoon.
Okay, because I probably need to grab. I haven't gone to the grocery store since last Monday, so it's been 11 days now, basically. And I'm completely out of a couple things that I use fairly regularly. So I was thinking, because I live like a 2-minute drive to the nearest Sam's Club. So I'm thinking about on my lunch break tomorrow, I might just scoot over to the Sam's Club real quick and see if I can run in and run out. While and if it's in the middle of the day, hopefully people who are still working won't be up in the Sam's Club, and then people who aren't working will wait for the weekend or something. I'm just hoping to avoid the foot traffic.
Yeah, and I know what they're starting to do especially larger stores like Sam's Club. They're only allowing a certain amount of people into the store, and that includes the workers, which is, it's on brand for what's going on, but that's kind of crazy. It's well, it's only supposed to be 500 people in here, and 200 people already work here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I like about Sam's Club though is I can check out on my phone. So I don't even need to go to the register and deal with anyone. I literally, as long as there's no one around me and the cart's wiped down, I can get in, grab my shit, scan it myself, pay for it on my phone, and then just walk to the door, have the one person scan my phone, and then I'm out of there. The human contact I have to have is minimal.
Honestly, at this point in time, you could really just fill up your cart full of stuff and say, "Don't touch me," and leave.
Mm-hmm.
You could, but just get all the shit you've been wanting for all your life. You can get that cash register, those cash registers in the first aisle, and all those batteries.
You got a bandana or something you can tie on your face, Box?
I probably got a Harry Potter scarf.
Bruh,
hey,
something, you know what I'm saying? Let's just keep the face covered, so.
Dad got deep connects. I'm sure he could get one of those masks from The Last of Us.
I have that game and I haven't tried it yet.
What?
Yeah, it came with my. When I got that PlayStation deal, I got Last of Us, God of War, and this other game I haven't played yet.
Man, I might as well hit that red button on you right now, Gabe. Jesus wept. That's the best. That's the second best game I've ever played in my life.
We were supposed to have a guest tonight, and I really wanted to go hard on games because that's what this guest does normally. And I actually wanted to talk about The Last of Us being delayed, The Last of Us Part 2 being indefinitely delayed, which is different than a normal delay we get in video games because it apparently is game seems to be almost done. They just can't get the games printed and then shipped. They can do it digitally, but no one just does that anymore because, they have co-marketing deals and so forth with all these stores. And so The Last of Us is now permanently delayed because they can't figure out a way to sell it physically in stores, basically. They didn't say that, but that seems to be what it comes down to. The game seems to be relatively done. Just at this point, they're at bug fixes, and it was supposed to, have a... it's been pushed back 3 or 4 times at this point. So, and that's just a wild situation there in the world of gaming. Lots of stuff that was supposed to happen later this year is probably not going to happen in the realm of games. And I wonder how this is all going to go. They announced the new PlayStation 5 controller the other day.
I heard people making fun of it.
I don't appreciate it, but others do. But I still own it, so who cares? So that's just what it comes down to. But yeah, man, Last of Us is a game that I tried to get into. I'll tell you right now, I put 20 hours in it. So it cannot be said that I didn't attempt to give it a go. It's never got its hook to me. Same thing for Horizon Zero Dawn. I played that game a lot. I own it. You know what I'm saying? I own like the super
Horizon
nice
Zero
version.
Dawn. What's that about?
That's the other one I came with.
I know. That's why I'm talking about it, Gabe. Horizon Zero Dawn, you play a lady named Aloy, and you are in the future.
Oh, a lady.
And yes, and it's like an open world game of sci-fi kind of joint. You kill and fight giant machine dinosaurs.
Mm.
And of course you fight, roving bands of raiders and all that good stuff. Really good game, but not a game that I was just like, let me get down with this. It came out at a time. It came out like around the time the Switch came out and Zelda, and that's just the game that got us hooked to me as opposed to Horizon Zero Dawn. And like I said, I've tried it. Everybody always talks about how great it is and how pretty it is, and it just didn't fly my cat.
So I got 2 games. I'm just letting collect dust, and
you have some of the best games of this generation of hardware that you have yet to get down with.
Oh, I got to try. I play God of War. I've been playing the new God of War a lot after I beat the God of War 3.
Good. What do you think of the new God of War?
It's a lot different from what I'm used to. God of War was very linear, and I kind of like that about it because, like, I have a set goal, and then just there's a bunch of side quests with this one, and stuff that's optional. I'm like, should I do this? Should I not? Should I give up on this because it's hard?
Yeah.
And then powering up Kratos is a lot different than it was in the previous God of Wars. I mean, they went a totally different direction. It's still fun, but it's just different.
Dude, throwing that axe and calling it back to you, when Kratos with his arm out, like he catches that axe, it's just it is probably one of the finest games I've ever played. And I truly wish I could platinum it, but I just cannot beat the last boss, and I accept that.
All right, well, don't spoil it for me. I don't know who the last boss is.
Bro, I hadn't spoiled any of this for you quite yet, but also you need to play The Last of Us. You and Anthony can compare notes.
All right.
I've never played a game like I completed. This is like my 4th time playing it. I've never done that with any game besides the Warriors.
You played that game the first time before you had children, and now you playing it since you've had children. Does it affect you differently?
No.
Okay.
Is this game gonna make me cry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people say that that.
I don't think like the first time it fucked me up a little bit, but I've played it. I guess 3 other times since then. But that first time is fucked up.
Yeah.
You'll be alright.
So I'm in for an experience.
Yeah. I guarantee you, like it'll be something. I ain't gonna guarantee anything. Life's life. But I think you especially like if you don't got shit to do, this is the perfect time to play it.
I just gotta outlast the kids. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I fall asleep putting them to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, 10 minutes a day, you can do it.
There you go. So there's our little bit of our game section. We heard what Box is doing for his Easter, and that is staying safe and making sure Jesus can rise, but without his interference.
Yard work is the short answer.
Gabriel, what is you doing on Easter?
Easter is not only Easter in my house, but it's also the day my 6-year-old turns 7.
Okay.
And all he wants, this is so sad, all he wants is his friends to come over, and we try to explain to him he can't. He wants to do all these things on his birthday, and we got to tell him, like, everything's shut down, son. We can't go here. We can't go to the jump yard. We can't go to a rock climbing wall and all that. And like, this is like, we gave him a rain check. Like, when this is all cleared up and we can go back out, you're definitely getting these things.
Yeah.
Taking a rain. I was hoping, like, maybe people can, like some friends and family can drive by and, like, stop and say happy birthday to him. They can, like, social distance, chat from the porch to the car.
Yeah.
Or like
If it's not a blizzard.
Anthony's one of Anthony's friends had a Zoom birthday party the other day. It was on Monday,
Yeah.
and everybody called in on Zoom, said happy birthday, sang happy birthday, you know, zoomed in on the cupcakes. Um, so I mean, I think that was a cool experience. But yeah, I don't even after this. I don't want to do none of that shit no more. I don't want to go to the junkyard at all. Like I don't want to go back to Chuck E. Cheese. Like just thinking about how many people been touching those remote controls and the A button.
Well, I know if I was being honest, I'm just trying to make him feel better. To be honest, I don't know if there is if there is a getting back to normal after all this.
It's not.
Yeah. There's a new normal that this is going to bring about, and the Ferrucci, the doctor, the doctor be up there with Trump all the time. Was like, he's like, we should never be shaking hands ever again after this. He said that's it for the handshake. The handshake is now out, and I'm like, yeah, that holds water and makes perfect sense. You know,
gotta do that stupid thing from Demolition Man.
What did they do in that? What did they do in Demolition Man?
Oh, there was like they high five, but they stop short of high five, and then they make a circle with their hands. The audience can't see me doing this, but
I mean,
I enjoy it very much.
Demolition Man. As I said before this all went down, and we were still at work, I said we just gonna Wakanda forever that shit and just keep motherfucking moving. And they said
everyone except Chadwick Boseman would do it.
And as you see, Ant has invoked the CDC approved dropping balls on these fools. So
yeah, but me and the boys do the CDC. They get a real kick out of touching elbows. CDC.
Well, I mean, I hope the exception could be for like my immediate family. I'm still touching and showing my kids plenty of affection, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be.
I have no idea. Again, I mean, the reality of it is they're gonna get you sick one day because that's just how kids are. They're filthy animals. You know how this works. Yeah. Although in your situation, your kids is at the crib, so I guess I mean, look, if they only get it from if something comes get brought in the house. So,
well, I mean, they still got friends, and their friends are still filthy animals.
Reach for the sky.
I was reaching for that joke. I was trying to be polite. Telling them to keep the change.
But we still got Easter to prepare for, and I'm kind of checking to make sure no one's up. And the Easter Bunny will come. Excellent. Easter Bunny having his mask on.
But you didn't have to bother with doing Easter pictures this year, which is always a delight. Seeing the bunny. It's kind of nice to avoid that bullshit.
I'm sure my youngest will be afraid.
Well, yeah, that's it. Now you didn't have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's got to be awkward for the person inside the suit still. Like, oh no, another crying kid. What do I do? Do I back off? Do I approach the child and make them even more scared? And all they can do is go do the stupid,
Isn't that your Mickey Mouse voice?
It's his Mr. Bill. It's his Mickey Mouse. It's all these things. It's his go-to cartoon comedy voice. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't. I don't ever want to do it. We haven't done it yet. But like taking an Easter Bunny picture, like my kids are smarter enough to know that there's no 6-foot bunny that wearing a velour suit. But other than I don't want to do that.
Or an Easter or a colorful vest with no pants.
Oh yeah. We were watching all Amazon children programming is free. So we were watching If You Give a Mouse a Cookie show, and the mouse was like about to take a bubble bath. He just standing there, more than Winnie the Pooh in it because he doesn't have a shirt on. And I'm like, because this cat, I mean, he actually like wears clothes like other times. I was like, man, this shit is gross. Why this motherfucker mouse ain't wearing no pants? And they're like, so they ran out of bubble bath, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna go put on my clothes so I can go to the store and get bubble bath. Or no, he went to go borrow a bubble bath from a pig who was also Winnie the Pooh in it. But like, they're aware enough to be like, oh yeah, I normally wear clothes, but it was just weird to me. I hate cartoons, man.
Oh, I was about to say, I was going to share with you that the Mickey Mouse shorts on Disney Plus are fucking amazing.
My kids love them.
They let the animators just kind of just act a fucking fool and do what they want to do, and so it's very cool jokes that they just bury in there. They're like, you're like, oh, I know what that is, sir. How'd you get away with that? And it's like, it's a delight to watch. So it's like Vanessa had been watching them, and I kind of ended up getting into them. And there's like this one, and it's just like, it's got this like sly ass shout out to Mary Poppins in it, and it's so fucking funny, man. So those are very good. The Mickey Mouse shorts.
They had one that finally addressed the Pluto Goofy situation, or the Pluto. It's plagued humanity for such a long time. The Goofy Pluto conundrum.
Well, that's the thing. I've heard different stories that like Goofy is actually a cow.
No, he's a dog. He's all right. In this particular short, spoiler alert, I guess. They Goofy and Mickey are relaxing after a long day of work, and
Where do they work at?
Didn't say. It's just opening up with them working. Apparently, they're busting their butts because Goofy's fed up with working his ass off, and sees that Pluto gets his treat just for bringing him some slippers. He's like, "Oh man, I am busting my butt 24/7, and this guy just gets treats for bringing slippers. I gotta get in on this." So Goofy starts acting more like Mickey's dog and getting treats.
I don't like that shit.
Did you guys watch Onward on Disney Plus when it came out last week?
Yes, we watched it that night.
I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my to-do list.
Very good.
It made me cry. I grabbed my boys and hug them close to me.
Let me rephrase that. The family watched it. I played Tetris.
Ain't that game supposed to be shut down here now any day?
That's why I got to keep on playing.
Wait, why is Tetris being shut down?
It's just his particular Tetris Blitz.
Oh,
which is an EA game is shutting down.
Yes, it'll be over soon.
Yeah, lay it down.
A bunch of bullshit, if I ever heard it.
Oh my goodness!
I hope they cut me a check. All the Google Plus, Google funds I don't spent on that game.
Yeah, Dan, watch Onward if you get a chance. It was really good. It's a delight.
Yeah, I definitely plan on it. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow.
I was going to ask, what have you been watching, sir?
A lot of YouTube. Last night I watched the Godzilla movie that came out last summer.
Shin Godzilla?
No, Godzilla King of Monsters.
Oh, the new one, the one that's
the sequel to the Bryan Cranston one.
Yeah. How is that?
A lot of cool effects.
What'd you watch it on?
So I watched it in the living room here, which in retrospect I wish I'd watched it in the basement with the surround sound.
Yeah.
So I might just end up rewatching it because honestly, for parts of it, I was only half paying attention.
Yeah.
But like the monsters look cool. Like, I mean, it's a Godzilla movie. Like, how in depth can it really be? But like, it had a plot. There was cool battle scenes. Like, I'd probably rewatch it.
Now, where is it at?
It's on HBO.
Okay.
Yeah. It would be nice to know Godzilla's motivation.
He just wants to be the king. That's about it.
You can give a speech voiced by Christopher Walken. about how he wants to be the king of the monsters.
I haven't killed nobody myself in 15 years.
They had Shin Godzilla on sale for like $5 yesterday, and I kept saying I was going to buy it, and I never did pull the trigger on it, which was the most recent of the Japanese Godzilla movies, and it reviewed so well that I was like, I should just get that motherfucker. And I bet you if I check it, it might still be on sale, but who knows? But
I've mostly just been watching I found I think I talked about it last time, the YouTube cooking channel or the travel channel with Mikey Chen.
Yeah, the guy who was hustling the what the fuck was it called?
He's got like 3 channels it seems, but the one channel's like Simply Dumplings or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I watched the last 2 episodes of Hot Ones. Watched some wrestling stuff.
The Timberlake one, what did you guys think?
I hadn't watched it yet.
Okay.
I guess we can put a bookmark in that one because I did watch it, but wait for T to watch it.
Yeah, it's not that deep. Is there a spoiler involved with the no? So you're okay, yeah.
It was good. There's no spoilers.
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't feel like it was outside of him being Justin Timberlake. I didn't feel like it was overly iconic like some of the other ones, but it was good.
You know what? I was gonna say, it was good until you was until you said that. I guess that's fucking true. It was it was good. It was, you know what I don't like sometimes when watching Hot Ones? When they aren't aware of the show.
Yeah, when they feel like you feel like their publicist made them do this bullshit.
Yeah, it was kind of this is a hot new show. You want to be on it, instead of being oh yeah, I watched a couple and I got familiar with it. Sometimes it's cool that they don't know, when other times it's not. Like when Big Sean was on, I thought that was kind of neat that he didn't know much about it. It's y'all take investors? That was kind of funny. Yeah. But Justin Timberlake, it was good. I liked when he was talking about Timberland and shit like that, and but other than that, you're totally right. It was kind of it's kind of boring when you're not really aware of it.
Yeah, it was a solid interview, but it didn't leave behind an iconic moment of any kind. When Paul Rudd was on there, that became meme worthy. It was in depth. The Shia LaBeouf one, it was very in depth, and you felt like you learned a lot. You saw someone in a different light. This was just hey, he's eating chicken wings with Justin Timberlake. We all know who Justin Timberlake is.
Even the one last week was better. With I forgot Zac
Efron.
Yeah, that Zac Efron one was better. I was expecting that one to be kind of but it actually ended up being a good interview.
I think it helps that he asked such good questions.
Yes.
Yeah, and we talked about that before. That's why I really truly enjoyed that Shia LaBeouf one. It's probably one of my favorite ones from this season because it's just it was so interesting. It's man, I dig that you've asked questions like that because I've wondered those things. So Sean's a hell of an interviewer, and they do well with their question setup. So, have y'all watched this game show yet? I don't have whatever the
Game Show Network.
No, it's not the game show. It's the what's the one that
True TV?
Yeah, Practical Jokers comes on True TV.
I don't think I have access to that.
Right.
What's so funny about Impractical Jokers? I've never watched it, but yeah. I know Q from Tell 'em Steve Dave, not from Impractical Jokers. They're Jeff Dunham big, and I say Jeff Dunham because I don't fuck with Jeff Dunham. I'm aware of who he is, but it's not like I've ever watched one of his specials. And they got a movie and shit now, and I mean they're kind of a big deal, I guess, as far as they kind of made True TV a bigger deal.
Yeah, because it used to be Court TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's funny about that, like I said, because me and you used to listen to Tell 'em Steve Dave. We remember when he was a fireman, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to sell that, trying to sell that pilot. It was him and Sal and who else?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was him and Sal, but if you go back, I remember like he wasn't even on the show. He was kind of like not the producer on the show, but the guy just like making sure everything was good on the tape.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't even know if that podcast still even exists.
Neither do I.
Like I started like it was like maybe 2 years ago. I started listening again, and it was like right around the time like it might have been fucking 4 years ago, around Trumpito when Trumpito came back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's neither here nor there. They don't know shit about our podcast, so fuck them.
Tell him Steve Dave, latest episode.
I was shocked when I watched
4 days ago.
4 days ago? Okay.
The comic book men had a cameo in the Jay and Silent Bob the Strikes Back 2 movie. I don't remember if it had like a subtitle name, but
they reboot, I think.
Reboot, yeah. They had like a little cameo in there.
I'm not surprised by that cameo. Kevin Smith is such a whore. He like whenever it's something to do that could be a little bit like, I don't know. I swear, man. Like ever since that dude started smoking weed, he just became so infinitely lame to me.
For me, it's weird, like how it seems like his movies in the 90s and early 2000s ish had some sort of like artistic feel to them, like they felt kind of thought out, and then after that, everything just became fucking wacky shit humor. So it's like you have a hard time taking him seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Like when me and T first met, I feel like I knew about Clerks, and then he was like, "That's not the good one. You gotta watch Chasing Amy." And I was just like, "Okay," and I picked it up. I watched it. I'm like, "Man, that movie's incredible." Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him. Like Red State was interesting to a certain extent. Like I feel like he did use that old dude pretty good, but still.
Like I thought I liked Clerks 2.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not Clerks 1, but it was never gonna be.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of like having watched like this Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie. Like it was fine. Like I saw it for free because Amazon has it up now. And like it was cool to see cameos. Like it did put a little bit of like a finishing bow on some of those old movies because they were all intertwined in the movie. But like it makes me kind of nervous about Clerks 3 because the last couple Kevin Smith movies haven't been exactly knockouts. And it's like I like Clerks 1 obviously. Like it's probably one of the best movies. It could be a toss-up between that and Chasing Amy, I think, for most people when it comes to Kevin Smith. And Clerks 2, like I said, it was fine. I could watch Clerks 2 all the time. So it's like I'm worried, is Clerks 3 going to fall in line with these last couple movies that have come out where you're kind of like, hey, it's Kevin Smith, I'm going to see that. And then you see it and you're like, oh, man, okay, I probably don't need to watch that one again. Or is it going to be something like Clerks where it's like, man, I could watch that all the time.
The last thing I heard about it, that he had said he's not going to make it into a movie, that they're going to make it into a series. So we'll see where Clerks 3 goes.
We already had a Clerks series.
Yeah, the cartoon.
It's fucking fantastic.
I wish.
Why bear drive car?
I wish that the original ending of Clerks where like somebody come in and rob him and shoots the dude. I wish that would have happened.
Maybe part of it too is like stoner comedy is just not as funny anymore because it's been going on for like damn near 25, 30 years now. Maybe even longer, I guess, if you include like Up in Smoke and stuff like that, Cheech and Chong. But like the fact but the fact that like society is changing in a way where like weed is becoming more legal, more readily available places. There's just not that like unease, like comedic factor about it anymore. It's kind of commonplace. So the jokes are kind of losing their steam.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, but what your earlier point was, he actually made quality stuff to begin with. And then, like, all the people like that he used to have in a movie, like he used to be able to get pulls from like that dude Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Rosario Dawson. Like he used to be able to get some like pretty quality stars.
Well,
Now,
they were all in the reboot movie.
they were.
Yeah.
Wow. Will Ferrell? Probably.
Yeah, no, Will Ferrell I don't think was in it. The guy who was the security guard in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back used to be in the Drew Carey show.
Mm-hmm.
He was in it. Chris Jericho, the wrestler, was in it. Shannon Elizabeth was in it.
Tea party.
Yeah. I think it was the dude who used to be on SNL. There was a shit ton of cameos in that movie. Fucking Jason Lee was in it. Who was the guy from My Name Is Earl?
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee?
Oh, well, who was the one who was in Tusk? Are they both named Jason Lee?
Oh no, that's Justin Long.
Justin Long, yeah, they were both in the movie. So like the movie was just full of fucking cameos. So it's like if you want to watch an hour and a half of Kevin Smith cameos, like, and yes. Even the blonde chick from Chasing Amy's in it.
Oh shit!
So I'm saying like it's worth a once watch, but I don't feel it has that staying power to be something where it's like I'll watch that every 6 months or every year or something like that. But for like Amazon free streaming, it's worth a once over.
But at this point, what movies do you call back to like that? It's like so much stuff comes out now. Is there anything that has you like, I'm gonna watch this comfort film again?
No,
I still watch Step Brothers all the time.
I watch Remember the Titans from time to time. Like shit, I watched Remember the Titans like when this all started, like 2-3 weeks ago. Okay. I watch Marvel movies sometimes.
I do rewatch Marvel movies. I think I've seen since this started. I think I've seen Civil War twice.
Mm.
Yeah, I watched Endgame like a week and a half ago.
Nice.
Which it was a little weird for me when I realized how many fucking times I'd seen that thing in the movie theater.
You and I saw the theater together like twice, right?
Yeah, and I'd seen it before that too.
Yeah. Well, how funny. God, I love that movie.
There's a long ass fucking movie for us to have seen that many times in the theater.
For sure. But it made me cry every damn time, so fuck that. New favorite movie.
So, seeing it the first time, cried like a bitch. Yeah. Seeing the second time, cried, but not as much. Seeing it in the movies the third time, I held it together like a soldier. Fast forward, me watching it here in my living room, cried like a bitch all over again. It was like the wound was reopened.
Yeah, like that's how. Matter of fact, it was just on TNT. That second Guardians movie was like that. Like that shit was good as hell.
Man, yeah, Yondu dying still fucked me up, man.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
God,
my wife can't watch the beginning of the first Guardians. She has to walk out of the room.
Oh, when the mom dies?
Put them on that.
Yeah. It does strike a chord, man. So I hear her.
Oh, that's kind of a brutal beginning. Yeah.
God damn, man, Marvel really killed it, bro. Not to just be reflecting. It's like I'm like all this shit has to get pushed back now. But...
I know. I was looking forward to these shows.
Yeah, man.
They pushed back Black Widow too.
Yeah. They released their updated schedule of like I guess last week sometime, and I'm just like, man, the soonest we're getting Black Widow is in I think November.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I guess Thanksgiving.
It's perfectly suited for that. I'm no worries, but I don't know, man.
I told my daughter I'd take her to see that. She really was looking forward to it.
Dan, did you? What do you think about not the controversy, but all the will he, won't he? Tom Holland being the next Venom movie.
I haven't seen any of that, but I mean, I guess it would depend on where they're going with the storyline. if they're putting Tom Holland in there, that probably means they want to do like Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, that's supposed to be that's what it's supposed to be.
I mean, if like the Marvel Cinematic Universe isn't going to use him, then fuck it. I mean, he's been like when they first debuted him in that trailer, I was like kind of skeptical because I was like, how is this kid going to be Spider-Man after all this time? But he's killed it. Like, I fully respect him as Spider-Man, and I don't want to see him lose the role over some petty bullshit. So fuck it, yeah. I mean, I don't know how they would like tie that in with the rest of the universe at all, if they would, but I'd be all for it.
Yeah, it seems like there's too much money to be lost by not just getting along and having this all work out between Sony and Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, did they ever come to an agreement?
They did for Tom Holland. Tom Holland will do another Spider-Man movie, and he will do another 2 MCU movies, I believe, is the terms they came to.
I just feel like Fox is too bad at making Spider-Man movies to.
That's Sony.
I'm sorry. Sony is too bad at making Spider-Man movies. Like the ones with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
I thought were okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hate them or anything.
Still haven't seen them.
You've had plenty of time.
No, go ahead and spoil. No, go ahead and spoil them. I'm okay. I'm not going to get in the plots of them.
I'm just saying, like, I thought they were fine. And then the Tobey Maguire ones, the first one was okay because it's the first one.
Yeah.
The second one I thought was the best of that trilogy.
Yep. Doc Ock is amazing.
Then the third one, we're not even going to get into it.
It's like they did everything they could to fuck that movie up, man.
He admitted that he tanked it on purpose.
What kind of shit?
Sam Raimi said that?
Yeah, that like the studio kept getting into his shit and telling him what to do. So he's just like, fine, fuck, here, you get this. So
let's take my ball and I'm gonna take my ball and go home and ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
I was looking forward to that when I'm like you. I really love Venom as a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, and
they did it as wrong as they could have.
What's the dude's name? Tom. Who's Venom now?
Topher Grace.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Tom Hardy. I thought so. Going into that movie, obviously, I was snake bitten off of the original with the Topher Grace as the Eddie Brock. And Eddie Brock, like, I grew up on Eddie Brock being like a bodybuilder type and all that. So like Tom Hardy playing that part, I was like, really? But I like that movie. Like, I've watched it 3 times, I think. It's not the best, but it's enjoyable.
It's like they make fine movies, but Marvel movies, the MCU movies aren't fine movies. They're awesome movies. It's like, I don't want just fine for Spider-Man. I want so much more for him, you know?
Exactly.
It's upsetting.
But that's why, like, my point was, like, instead of them trying to be like, no, if you don't pay us, you can't use him. We'll hold him hostage. Like, you're going to fucking ruin him. Just take your money where you don't have to fucking do anything.
Yeah.
Collect your free shekels and just let them do what they got to do.
They really are trying to cut their nose off to spite their face, man. It's just so dumb. It's like, come on, bro. We can get this money together. In reality, it's not together. It's like you getting free money. Take this free money.
They're so lucky that fucking Stan Lee sold him that contract back in the day. Like, make your video games, let Marvel make the movies, and just fucking collect the money. Just stop trying to get all the money. You just accept that you're getting money.
Yeah. Because you ain't getting that much money, and you keep fucking around, somebody else will snatch up and buy your ass up. Because Sony is a company, at this point, it's kind of about it's basically PlayStation. And that's it. Like, their movies don't sell well. They don't make a ton of money, and so it's like, bruh, you could be safe, or you could end up just another part of the great Disney megacorp that it is, you know?
Yeah. Well, they do have Morbius.
God, I hate
Why did they
It's
make it
terrible.
I mean, I don't know, bro.
Even if it's well done, it's Morbius. Who gives a shit?
Well, the whole thing is they're trying to make a Spider-Man universe for themselves. So in order to do that, you got to introduce the characters. So the problem I think they're going to run into is like with DC, where like everyone knows like Batman and Superman, but then after that, like Wonder Woman, and I guess too, like basically the Justice League. Mm-hmm. But after that, like who the fuck knows who a lot of those people are? I'm not a hardcore DC fan, so if they were to have some sort of Morbius type movie, I don't know who the fuck those people are. Like I've heard of Darkseid through Anthony, and I've seen his picture online now, but if they were to have a movie like Darkseid, it does nothing for him. It doesn't move the needle for me. But I guess if you're going to do that, you have to take the attempt to establish it. So you just got to roll the dice. And like at least with the '90s cartoon of Spider-Man, Morbius was in that. Yeah. So some people have an idea of who he is.
I like that just reminds me of how he was like, I crave plasma, because they couldn't say blood. They had to suck it through his hand instead of being a vampire.
Yeah, the little tri-circle thing. Yeah.
I kind of feel like it would be dope if they did like a Sinister Six movie or something like that, or like kind of how they did like Guardians of the Galaxy, where you haven't heard of most of these people, and introduce like almost every villain you can, but let it focus on the Sinister Six. Like put in Kraven the Hunter and the dude with the fucking clay face and shit like that. And well, the clay face is Batman, but that? The Chameleon.
I mean, like in the first Spider-Man movie, they had Vulture. Like they had in the Daredevil show, they had dude playing Kingpin. You've got pieces that you could like play around with. You can get these people to sign back on. Like it wouldn't be that much of a stretch to like introduce like Rhino somewhere. Like I mean, he was at the end of the one movie, but he was like a janky New Age Rhino. Like he was like a robot suit or some shit.
Yeah, he's mech suit Rhino.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes. But even if it's a good character, sometimes it's only a good character when playing off the hero. Like that's why I was like, Joker movie. Everyone loves the Joker, but they love the Joker in his relationship to Batman. Joker without Batman, is that? I haven't seen it yet, so I'm prejudging.
It's like a story. If you just in your mind don't think Batman exists and just watch it for what it is, it's fine.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I kind of feel like the first, the Batman movie with Michael Keaton, like I kind of feel like that Joker story, if they'd have did something like that, I'd have been interested in a movie like an origin story in that vein, instead of just being like a standalone movie that has nothing to do with almost nothing.
If I remember correctly, the animated series gave him an origin, didn't really flesh it out, but like before he was Joker, he was a hitman for the mob.
Yeah.
Well, like I went on the Wikipedia when that Joker movie came out to like try and understand the actual background of the Joker, and there's not really one that's established as like the true canon. Like there's a bunch of inferred origins, but none of them are like this is the one. There's like 4 different ones, and they're all like it could be any one of these. Or it could be something we haven't even brought up. Like, it's just not set, and I don't think they're ever going to set it. Like, because that goes into the character. It's the mystery of it all.
That's a good theory. I don't know. It's all pipe dreams.
It's fun to talk about.
I'm sorry, what?
I said it's fun to talk about.
Yeah, just like talking about what you're going to do with your lottery winnings. So you could always talk about it forever.
Shit, I feel like I won the lottery today. I got my my bowling reimbursement money.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And shit, man, not to throw my business out there too much, but, tomorrow's our payday, and I have 0 bills due. So it's like I put money in there, and it's just go sit there.
Nice.
First time in my life.
Oh my goodness, I kind of dig that idea. I like the notion that the keeping the money right. I know there are too many people who are in desperate need at this point in time, but for us, we are I guess lucky enough to be able to do our jobs from home, and so we have remained employed throughout this, and So we still getting, regular checks, but also we will get, a stimulus check at some point. So
do you really think we gonna get one?
Yeah,
definitely.
What do you think, Gabe? You ain't saying nothing.
I don't know, man. That motherfucker.
you motherfucker,
I mean, I don't trust anything that he touches.
Careful what you say. You know you got 5.5 more years of him. 4.5 more years.
No.
We'll see.
He's winning. You already know. It's a wrap. Old man Biden ain't gonna fucking knock him off. And I'm not saying that as someone who hopes that he wins. I'm just saying, as someone who would, probably, and for all intents and purposes, will vote against him, I don't think he's losing. I'm sorry.
It depends. Let's see what the VP does. It's like if he really does pick a woman VP.
Can Obama be his VP?
No.
No? Shit. Can Michelle Obama? Well, she don't want to do it.
Wait, why can't Obama be the VP?
Oh, he won't. He can.
He cannot be because he cannot be president again. It's a constitutional kind of bit, sir.
I thought there was a workaround where he can be.
Couldn't it just fall to like third in command then?
Well, at that point, it would go to the Speaker of the House, which would be in this case Nancy Pelosi. So.
Yeah, so couldn't Obama be the VP with the condition that everyone knows if something goes down that he just stays VP?
I'm almost positive that is again against the Constitution, but sure thing. Why not? Let's dream.
Just
anything is possible in this world now, man.
Yeah. This is the new normal. We're making new things here. You can't hold on to old ideals. You got to rebuild.
Well, he can't. Pence can't. If it's a lady, he can't debate her on the stage by himself. His wife is going to have to be on the stage with him.
Anything goes when it comes to hoes.
Except dinner with them alone. I can't be alone with a lady. I'm a married man.
I'm the kingpin when it comes to flows.
What happens if she asks me for sex? I can't say no.
Did you mean that to rhyme?
No, that was literally just a callback to the first thing we talked about.
Do you think that ever happens? Mike Pence sitting there watching playing some televangelist video game. I don't know if they make those. And mother walks in naked.
Dude, they make everything to try and sway people. You remember the Jesus is my N-word video?
Oh yeah, I do. I do.
Well, that's good for them for finally acknowledging his actual race.
That was another thing. I know we didn't never get back to why I don't fuck with Rashida Jones, but she actually said it on one of the episodes of The Office where it was saying just pretty much saying that Jesus is white. I'm like, okay.
So she said that?
Yeah, fuck her, man.
Did she say that or her character say it?
Her character, okay, semantics, man. Semantics.
That shit matters. It was just written, and you know what I'm saying? I guess, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is.
Yes, it's her character, but it was fucking her. She said it.
You're not going to sway Anthony from hating Rashida Jones.
No, cool, I vote that should be the name of the title. Why Anthony hates Rashida Jones. You can't sway Anthony from hating Rashida Jones. I didn't like her, and okay, I can rattle off 5 things off my head.
Did you watch Parks and Rec?
I did. Fuck Ann. She was. I didn't like her in that.
I loved her, and I love you, man.
I didn't like her in that because she wouldn't give my man a BJ, and then the other dude had to pull her to the coattail man, be nice to him, give him a BJ. And then what was that? When she was in Freaks and Geeks, terrible. Her sister is way cuter than her.
Oh, that's right. We did look her up once, and I forgot what she looks like, and I gotta look her up again.
You don't gotta look her up again. I just told you she cuter. Damn, Gabe.
I believe you. I just want to see her be cute.
You just want to see her be cute. That should be the name of the show. I want to see her be cute. Yeah, forget Rashida Jones, man. And then my girlfriend don't like her, so there we go. I gotta agree with her.
I've not heard any actual reasoning other than you just don't like her roles.
I don't like her.
I mean,
like
but
her face.
Is she giving you a vibe? Just a vibe?
Yeah, her face is so put your face in yellow snowish. Like,
that's an expression.
Mm-hmm. Instead of like resting bitch face, resting snow piss face. Yeah, she's terrible.
Her sister dated LL Cool J and Tupac.
Yep.
All right. We'll give it up to Digga first name Rashia, I guess. You know what I'm saying? There you guess that's what's up.
First name Rashia.
I saw the lie detector test video she did with Amy Poehler.
Yeah.
Like Vanity Fair does that series. And her questioning seemed very timid, whereas Amy Poehler's, it felt like you could get a little dirt out of her.
I remember on Fresh Air, like Amy Poehler was talking, and like just the way it just seemed like she just what's her ex-husband name that does the Batman voices?
Will Arnett.
Yeah, Will Arnett. It was just like pretty much like talking shitty about him without talking shitty about him, not mentioning him, like when they were talking about their kids, it's like like I'm raising 2 boys and all this shit, like not mentioning this, like I'm just recently divorced from my husband, or that he gives a hand or does anything, that she was like just doing it all. I was just like, you saying it all without saying it.
Respect you though. I guess for her ability to say it all without quite saying it.
Well, maybe she was hurt, but she was she's trying to be the bigger person about it.
Hurt people, Gabe.
They do.
That's all they do. That's the alarm.
Oh.
The big yawn.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, I've got like 2.5 hours before I have to be asleep. So.
Oh.
Oh my goodness!
I think it's just multiple days in a row of sitting in front of the same computer setup.
Well,
I not being able to get a break or anything.
I got such a headache yesterday at one point that I literally had to get up and just leave it. I came back to work. I finished work last night, Anthony, maybe 10 minutes before midnight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like my head was hurting so bad. I had enough of the computer, I think, yesterday.
Damn, how much OT did you bang out? Shit.
No, because that's the thing. I stopped working and I went back and worked like a couple hours. I got on like 10 o'clock and worked 2 hours. So that's all.
Yeah, it's like it was nice to work OT like kind of the way you want, like the way you want to.
Yeah.
Like I will work my hours and then stop and then like work from 9 to 11. It was pretty dope. Other than that, this has been such a piece of shit working from home.
Yeah, today I because today I was just caught up. I was caught up with more in the household shit. I was helping Lil with some math, just making sure just stuff got taken care of around the house. That my work day was absolutely it was just shit. So
that's the whole working from home thing. It seems like the people with kids hate it, and the people who don't have kids love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my girlfriend was talking to her coworkers. Like she has like meetings every day too, and they were talking about like, yeah, my cat I got a spray bottle on my desk because my cat comes over and bothers me. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. God.
And it's like I said, I knew it beforehand. I was like, I am not built for this work from home life, and I know it because I am a like I said, I'm a real focused individual, and like I said, I'm surrounded by things that can pull me off of focus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Today was me trying to figure out radius and diameter and other shit with my kid, and trust me, if you ain't did them formulas in a while, it takes a little bit to pull you back into the geometric game, and so
I can't recall those right now.
yeah,
I'd have to look them up.
And so.
Yeah, I'm not doing none of that homework shit when the kids get older.
Fair enough, I guess. I
That's why I'm with a college graduate. I ain't got to worry about that.
I don't know. The whole working home from home thing for me, it's just been I put something on the TV to listen to / watch while I'm working. I have the big monitor here that the job sent me, and I work the same as I would in the office, except I'm on one giant monitor now compared to two smaller ones. And sometimes I'll get up for a few minutes and like go cook, like put my food on like in the microwave, or get like a sandwich made or something, and then I'll come back, I'll eat while I'm working, and then when I take lunch, it's like I'll either go take a shower, I'll go do the dishes, or I'll go like do a little cleaning or something, some shit that I would do like in my off time normally.
Yeah.
The entire time we've been working from home, I have not showered before I've started work any day. I literally roll out of bed at 8:30, use the bathroom, feed the cats, and then I'll either grab some breakfast or I'll read the morning news, and I start working.
Yeah. My schedule is relatively simplistic. I wake up at 6. I get my clothes and stuff together. I come downstairs and I clean up. Like I literally, like you're saying, I fluff up the couch, get the couch and the living room together. I put the dishes in the dishwasher or take the dishes out of the dishwasher. This week was a great deal of laundry, so I, swapping loads out the machine and stuff like that. There, I just, try to make sure everything is rip roaring and ready to go for when the kids wake up in a few hours, and that I'm up and running on the work. I'm saying, so I'm regimented in that way, and what pulls me out of my hookup is I got to walk the dog. You know what I'm saying? And I got to walk the dog because the time that she needs to be walked is also the time the children are in school. They're doing schoolwork. I don't want to fuck them up and be like, all right, stop doing your schoolwork, go walk my dog. So now I'm like, no, I got to walk the dog because, like I said, I can take a moment from work and go and go walk around my neighborhood and get the dog out, and then, like I said, get back to it. And like today, it's just like it was just a lot of, Dad, I need your help with this. And so I'm doing a math test and stuff like that there. And so it's just where my head was at. It's just where my focus was at today. And it's just like, it just is what it is. And I'm like, I'm not trying to say, oh, kids are so hard. Because like I said, at this point, my children are a breeze.
Yeah, you don't got to wipe nobody's butt.
And like I said, the most they needed before ever is just me having to just dig in my memory banks and Google and recall the various like I said, formulas for pi and radius and diameter and all that good shit.
What if it was like a normal day though? Like what if this wasn't going on, your kids were in school and you were working from home then? Like do you think you'd be able to do it then?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
Would it be as bad in your mind? Because like it sounds like you just get distracted from family stuff. Whereas like if your kids aren't there, that major distraction goes away because your girlfriend's upstairs, I imagine, doing her job in the attic.
Yeah.
You'd be down there doing yours. At that point, your distractions are pretty much the same as they are at work, like you playing on your phone.
True. So maybe indeed that is what it is. It's just like I guess a lessening of familiar obligation could make the work situation go a little easier. And
that's why I said for me, like it's good because like I don't have the same distractions because I don't have kids or anything.
Yeah. So
for me, it's just a come up because now it's like I get to sit next to my bay window in my living room. I can see
next
outside.
To your bay? What happened? What?
So like I've had the windows open the last couple of days, which I don't get to do at the office. the office, it's just constant people on the phone around me all day long. Like they put two of the loudest people in our whole building like 20 feet from me, and then it's like, you know, like the one boss or the one manager sits next to me and she's on the phone all day long dealing with problems, constantly slamming the phone and everything. So it's like I'm sitting here in a peaceful, quiet house with windows open. I could hear animals outside, and I'm still getting all the same work done that I was before. And it's like I get to sleep in a little bit in the morning. I get to, you know, there's no commute, so it's like I'm not spending gas. I get some more time back to myself. So it's like, outside of the fact that there's a massive disease spreading through the world right now, this working from home thing really doesn't have any downside other than the fact that I don't have access to a gym at the moment.
I hear you. And maybe that, and like I said, maybe you're right. Maybe if we weren't in a, you know, plague type situation, it could be a little breezier. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I smell you, dog. I agree with you. It probably would work a little better in that regard. So I guess if assuming the world can get better and they were like, hey, you still want to work from the crib, and I could be like, yeah, sure, you know, yeah, I could probably get down with that.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I think I'm gonna prefer office work.
I think, well, like for you, your kids aren't ever gonna leave because they're homeschooled, so
right,
you're basically stuck.
Yeah. Gabe on hard mode.
Yeah, I still feel like I still need the outlet. I still need to to be able to decompress. Like I just prefer being like having multi layers to my life, and this ain't it.
Well, like I feel like for me the layers would still be there if shit wasn't closed. Like if it was just like I work from home and everything was like normal, like the world was running like normal, I'd still be able to like get off at 6 and like just go to the gym, which is like a 5-minute drive from my house, instead of having to like spend 15 minutes walking to my car and then 25 minutes driving from downtown to home and then coming home and then changing my clothes and then driving to the gym. It's like I get so much more of my time back while still having my life. It's like I hope that when this is all over, they're just like, oh, well, everyone was really fine. You know, we can do this full time, or we can give the option or something. You know, My biggest fear is when this is over, work wise. Not my biggest fear in life, but my biggest fear work wise is they take it away.
Unnecessarily, I think too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think at this point we all know the systems. The systems are in place. It seems to work just fine. And I feel like I said, if you want to work from home and you have shown to a degree that like, yeah, I'm just as good at home as I am in the office, you know what I'm saying? Then let me work from home most of the time. It doesn't even have to be all the time, you know what I'm saying? As the majority of the time, sure, I guess in your regard, but it's like, it's like every now and again, I'll come to the office if we got a meeting that day that requires my presence, you know,
exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, I'd be fully flexible for that kind of arrangement.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that, you know, like, shit comes up and sometimes it's just not happening. But if you thought that I'd be coming on Wednesdays for Culture Council, you fucking crazy. I quit that shit in a heartbeat. I ain't showing up to talk about fucking bring your kid to work day bullshit. Fuck that.
Yeah, but not paying for gas, not paying for parking, and not paying for lunch, technically, you know what I'm saying? This is why, and I know it seems funny, but that is why at the end of a 2-week period, when I used to be kind of like paycheck to paycheck kind of situation, I am no longer. There's still money in my account, you know what I'm saying, from paychecks that happened now 4 weeks ago. That's dope.
Right? Yeah, it's like I'm curious to see how like my electric bill is affected now that I'm home with the monitor going every day and my laptop on and the TV. But like, yeah, I filled up my tank, my gas tank, like the Sunday before St. Patrick's Day, and I've driven my car like 3 times since then. It was like maybe 10 miles total. So it's like I still have a car with a full tank of gas out there. I'm not like you said. I was packing my lunch a lot when we were in the office, but like there were some days like we go record the podcast and I'd spend $12-15 to buy food from the restaurant we were at. I haven't been doing that. Like I bought groceries last Monday. It's 11 days now. I haven't bought any more groceries. I'll just be eating at home. It's really the commute for me. Like that, and like I hate being in the office because I don't want to be around everybody. I know like some people need it as an escape and like they enjoy the social interaction and everything. I do to a degree, but not to that degree. And especially with some of the people I have to deal with and pretend that like I care. I'd rather not.
Yeah, I don't enjoy the social interaction with people very much. But at the same time, I do enjoy social interacting with you guys, even if it's just like walking by or seeing you when you're on your way to the bathroom.
I know, but we still text and we do this, and when the world's falling apart.
Like the other day, I was meaning to talk to you all day, and I kept on forgetting.
Okay.
That was it.
What was it, like something important, or was it just hello?
Well, it could have been. It was a hello, but it's kind of like more like, oh yeah, hey. I mean, I don't be talking with you about shit at work neither. Like, I mean, it's not like we break down why Trump is bad for America when I come by and talk to you. It's just like, man, I had some chips. Them chips was good, man. Them chips was good.
Also, like, I think it would fundamentally change what we do. You know what I'm saying? What this is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're only doing this like this right now because of social distancing. Like, if there was no social distancing, my basement is still there. Like, we could easily, like, meet up somewhere. Like, I don't know, like, it might change the Tuesday recordings to something else or whatever, but, like, it's not like it would be impossible.
Yeah, this is better because, like, I am the one I always got to drive the furthest, and I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're making it work. It seems doable in my eyes. I mean, I don't know.
I can make this better than the lunch recordings, and I don't have to, like...
And you ain't fell asleep yet.
And there's like no hurry to like, all right, we got to get back to work, so we got to wrap it up. Like if we're just riffing, Yeah. I feel like the actual show ended like 20 minutes ago. We've just been talking, but I don't know.
Well, this might be entertaining for people.
Who knows?
No, it felt like a lot of inside baseball.
We could discuss topics. Whatever happened to Bay anyway? You just you brought that up, and I stopped hearing using Bay.
I don't know. I think the social distancing stopped it. I mean, I know it's going to be... I know when this shit over, how many people is going to be like... I know it's going to be a ton of babies, but it's going to be a ton of people leaving their fucking family, too.
You see, you say a ton of babies, and I think it goes the other way. It is going to be a ton of, like, okay, and that's where we wrap this relationship up at.
Oh, yeah, I said that, too, but...
We left that shit right there in COVID.
COVID killed my marriage.
I mean, you can look at it like that, or it look like it saved you. Because that's the thing with people in relationships. Like, if you don't spend enough time, like, say you don't live with someone before you like get married to them, you may never know until it's too late. So maybe this Corona thing forced people to like hang out with someone more than they would have thought before, and you see someone for their true selves.
That's exactly it. It's like, ooh, I saw you for your true self, and guess what? Did not like it at all. Yeah, and so,
I mean, nothing makes you want to break up with somebody more than going on vacation with them.
This is like a staycation.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be like you have to go out to eat with someone just so you can see how they interact with the wait staff?
No, because usually the first couple times they still on like their best behavior. Like, oh yes, I'm only gonna have one beer, not the whole 12-pack. Yeah, you fake it at dinner. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get the salad. Hold the cheese and Caesar dressing, please.
I just don't think I could like stay in a committed relationship with someone who flips out on the waiter or waitress. Like, just,
yeah, but like that takes some deep down asshole, like really deep, like natural asshole to flip on somebody. Like when you on a date, you on your best behavior.
I'm not talking about like necessarily dating. Like in the first beginning, you're still playing the games. Like you don't know who anyone truly is. I'm talking about like, say you're with someone for 6 months and then you go to like Applebee's and they like flip out on the teenage waiter boy for something that like probably wasn't even their fault. Like they bring you the food, they didn't cook the food. Like why are you flipping out? You know, it's Applebee's. Like chill.
You could always.
Yeah, but at the same
here's an
time,
idea.
like you go to Applebee's 4 times and they fuck up your shit on that 3rd time, and you go there with somebody else is like, you, I don't know.
You
But
could pull,
yet again, I am a glass half empty type of dude. I mean, half full.
I guess I'm just looking at it from like your true self comes out in that moment. It's like, are you going to treat someone with respect, or are you going to be irrational and confrontational?
right. Here's what you can do. You can pull the waiter aside. Says, "Hey, I want to get some insight on this person. I'll give you an extra $5 to mess up their order."
Yeah.
Why are you always the Rube Goldberg machine of motherfucking setting shit up? It's like it's just so unnecessary.
That one's not bad though, because like that's a $5 investment that could save you thousands down the line.
Yeah, but that's not fair though. Like if a person like,
That's like someone said
I give you the perfect example. I remember we were recording at T's house, and you were having a bad day. Your day was you were having a fucked up day.
Me or
Dan, and you were. This is during your vegetarian stage, and you had left some veggie burgers at T's house, and I guess T had went shopping, and it was in the back of the freezer, and you couldn't find them, and you was just like, you named like 18 things that happened that day, like I didn't do this right now, and I can't find my burgers, and then you finally found them, and you just sat down and you breathed a little bit, and he's like, okay, all right, I'm gonna get it together.
You know, the one time we all went to lunch together, and the waitress just kept giving lunch a hard time. He was good natured about it. I was like, that confirmed with me that he was a good guy.
Oh, when we were at 21 Lounge or whatever.
Yeah, it was during your vegetarian stage.
Yeah, and she like kept bringing me soup and shit that like I couldn't eat.
You're a vegetarian? Let me bring you
Chicken noodle soup.
Yeah,
chicken noodle soup.
Yeah. I definitely did not fly off the handle that time. I was trying to keep that one together.
And I was feeling it for you too. I'm like,
she's so confused by the notion of vegetarianism. What do you mean? This soup got meat in it? Yeah, that chicken right there, the title. Oh my god.
Yeah, just to make a long story short, I just kind of feel like judge the person for everything else, but like bad moments like that, you don't know. I mean, what brings shit up? Like spur of the moment things.
It feels kind of like when someone sends their friend to hit on their partner just to see what they'll do. That's what that whole setup feels like. Like go hit on him and see if he tries to sleep with you.
do you think that's really? I mean, we know that's a concept from TV shows and whatnot. Do you think anyone ever try to pull that shit?
No, maybe.
I'm sure it's happened somewhere at some time. Like it seems too easy to pull off for it to not have happened.
Not to be sexist against my own gender, but it seems like it'd be easier to pull off on men than women because, like, I mean, you know, like's been said many times on this podcast, your dick's not your friend.
Yeah, but at the same time too, it's like I don't know. I mean, for women are constantly getting hit on because they're women. They're beautiful. They smell great. I mean, us. How often? Like, how many times in this last year have you guys been hit on?
Jeez, 0.
Fuck if I know, man. You know I'm oblivious.
T.
No, that stands at a big fat round 0. But I'm a big fat round man, so I kind of understand why.
Okay. That's neither here nor there. So I think I've been hit on maybe like 3 times this year. Maybe.
Those are pretty good numbers considering we've been on lockdown for a month now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like once a month.
All right. So anywho, but before that, it was like that was just this year. I'm gonna say strong like 2019, probably once. So like for a situation to come up where a woman hit on you, man, you probably been start if your woman is doing that kind of situation where it's like, I want to see if he gonna do something. Shit probably been bad for a long time, and then some other woman come up to you like, I'm gonna give you some. What kind of setup is that? That's a setup for something that was probably bound to happen anyway to a certain extent.
Because it's probably already so bad if you've gotten to that point.
Yes.
Or it's early in the relationship.
Yeah, maybe it's just part of their vetting process, and they do it in the beginning.
And if it's at the beginning, then there's nothing there.
That is, in my opinion, makes them not a good person to kind of try to get down with, because that's the kind of mindset they have.
Yeah,
you would think if like they've been together long enough, he would know that that's her friend. Like it had to be an incognito friend, like someone she talks to but doesn't hang out with all the time. So maybe he doesn't know she exists.
Oh, they had that shit on like as an MTV show where like this guy would go and have a party or something like that, and like he's being secretly watched by his parents and his girlfriend to see how he'll behave. Like, oh my god, why would you? Yeah, first of all, I guess they obviously don't tell the guy that's the concept of the show.
No, otherwise, he wouldn't. The concept of the show. It was the parents didn't like the girlfriend, and they would set him up with another girl. And
I remember that.
Date the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Show. What was that show called?
Parental Control.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and it was like at the end, like the dude would have to decide if he stayed with his girlfriend or go with the new girl. And it's like if the current girlfriend the parents hated like won out, she'd do like a touch end zone dance on him. Like, I fucking know you hate me. Fuck you. I still got your boy. I'm fucking him.
And at that point I'd be like, oh well, then we probably ain't gonna be together no more. Nothing about that show made sense to me in that regard, because it's like, oh, you gonna be real shitty to my parents? Well, I kind of love them, and you kind of suck. So
yeah.
I wonder how much of it was played up though. Like they did Pimp My Ride. Like,
yeah. True.
I watched some of those Pimp My Ride behind the scenes shit on YouTube in the last couple months.
I think I need to look into that.
So do I.
Yeah,
it was very interesting.
The one that Xander put me on to was dude got the van from one of the later.
That was what got me into it. Yeah, Tavares or whatever.
Yeah.
What happened?
He got like there was a lady on the show and she had a van that they like pimped out so that it had like a dance floor in it and like a sewing station and shit. Mm-hmm. And so like he found it was like an Astro van or some shit, like a late 90s Astro van type of deal.
Yeah.
And he found the van at like a junkyard or some shit in Boston for like $400 or $500, and he bought it and he like restored it. But it got me like watching some of those like where they interview people who were on the show and they would talk about the experiences and how it like actually went, and like how like sometimes like they couldn't even do anything with the car, so they would like pimp out like a brand new car and like make them pretend that it was their car and shit like that.
Like that minivan, the van that woman had was so fucked they couldn't do anything about it. So they got basically the next year's model. Like, so let's say she had a 97 van. Well, they got a 98 van that looks pretty much close to it, that ran better, considerably better than the one that she had, and then they pimped that one. And so that's how that one worked. And I remember they said that that RoboCop Taurus was like so falling apart. The actual car they got that they had to basically go buy a whole nother car for that one to pimp, because it was just basically it was just rusting parts at that point. But yeah, that's actually a very fun historical, if you will.
Yeah, I recommend going down that rabbit hole because it was interesting. Like some of the people would talk about like their experiences with how like MTV would put them in houses that weren't theirs and tell them that like act certain ways or create stories for like their profiles and stuff.
Yeah, I know Tiffany Haddish was on episode of Pimp My Ride. Really? She was one of the friend. She was a friend of the person to get their car pimped.
Okay.
I expect a little more transparency from Exhibit.
You expect more from a rapper.
Oh my goodness! But what he did say in that particular one, and I will try my best to find it and put it in the show notes, is
No shit. Fuck. Text me that.
For sure. But what was so dope about that is that he said it actually ended up being they did some pretty good work because that engine almost rode. It almost started almost immediately once he got it just did a basic cleanup. You know what I'm saying? After he got the car into his garage, and like they did have to do some work to it, but it almost started right up. Almost all the weird features they added to it still worked and still functioned. He had to tweak a couple of things, but worked pretty well. So it's like, if anything, West Coast Customs did good work on the things that they did work on, which I think is kind of dope. Like I said, that means that it hold up in that regard, you know.
Yeah, one of my favorite episodes is when they did the VW bus.
The bus, yeah, the surfer bus with the biracial kid.
Yeah, like one of the most simple pimps.
Mm-hmm.
Like they put wood grain like inside it, like wood floors and stuff. Like they just didn't overdo it.
It had a vibe, man, and it just was way sweet.
Was that the one where he was like a surfer or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I remember the one they did with the kid in the orange. He had the truck and they like made it like bright orange. Put like a ping pong table on the back. It was like the cab cover. They turned it into a ping pong table.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked watching that show. Like at the time, like I would watch it and be like, man, do these people really not? They're acting real surprised for a guy knocking on their door every single time. It's like I had the suspicions that things weren't like on the up and up per se, but I was like young and naive. But it's interesting to see the behind the scenes of that shit, 15 years later.
Yeah, we were innocent and didn't realize reality shows were fucking actually bullshit.
Like so not actual reality.
Scripted reality.
Yeah, man. That is it's sort of its own delight. Did you watch all three of those videos, Box?
From the guy who did the van?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had subscribed to his channel and was watching some of his other stuff after that.
Then I will not add you to this email.
Thank you. You saved me hitting delete.
Oh my goodness! All right, so he paid $8.50 for it.
So when he does that van resto, the van goes to another guy, and it ends up in that guy's channel. So there's it leads to another channel to watch.
Yep. It's good. It's good stuff. I literally hope at some point like this is how it functions. Like, somebody, of course, bigger and better than us gets a hold of us and like, hey, that's pretty good, and then shares our shit, and then we go from there. I'm sorry, y'all can hear like as I try to get the share button on these videos to share with my homies.
I'm just curious then too, like how many of the other cars are still out there?
Yeah. Not that they always, but I've seen them end up on eBay. So, god dang, Tavares.
Yeah, because I mean, like, at this point, most of them I imagine can't run anymore, really, because a lot of them were shit back then.
To begin with, yeah, exactly.
But so they're kind of at this point just nostalgic collector pieces.
Yeah. All right, I sent you all three videos, Gabriel and Anthony.
I will send an email.
It's kind of like the Pogs of the early 2000s,
Pogs of.
Which Pog? P-O-G or P-A-W-G?
That's what I was wondering.
P-O-G. Slammers and whatnot.
Man, I ain't never been interested in that.
You say slammers, that doesn't make it any clearer.
Yeah, thanks, Gabe. See, this is why I always need to be on the show with you.
I don't know. There's a lot of tubes involved.
See, it's all on both sides of the fence. A lot of tubes, long and cylindrical. It's all the same.
Oh my god! All right,
Alpha's back in pog.
Yeah, in pog form.
that is you've gotten plenty of show. You've really weaved in and out of our lives at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we share. Is how we shared with you, and I'm always proud to do just that.
We found out that COVID-19 killed Bay.
Every bay in the world, pretty much.
I wonder how the dating app situation is rolling right now, because like I said, people can't see each other, and then I also wonder what it's gonna be like when motherfuckers get free again. What's really just gonna really be out here in these streets? Motherfuckers is like, I'm living my life a whole new way.
I miss you, TJ.
We were supposed to talk about that. I forgot me and Ant was talking about that earlier. How we supposed just things, what you've learned from this that makes you say, okay, going forward, I need to be on this shit, so it can never be, so I can never fall for the bullshit again. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure you do shit when you say you're gonna do it. Like I said, Ant was saying he needed to have gotten face masks just for mowing the lawn because of his asthma, and just put it off. And now face masks would be handy. A chest freezer or something he had been talking about getting, and just, you know what I'm saying, put it off. And he was saying that would be handy to have right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I feel like that is some good lessons to learn. It's like, don't be putting it off, man. It's just, if you can do it and it ain't gonna break you, do it now. Just do it right now. Get it done. Get it taken care of. That way it's handled, and you ain't got to worry about it. You know. So that's a COVID life's lessons to have learned this go around, people.
Lessons from
I don't have a COVID life lesson.
We hand out these lessons.
You don't feel like it's nothing that you feel like you learned from at all?
I guess I have a better plan.
A better plan? Was your plan bad before?
I didn't have any plan. So I have a plan. There it is. Have a plan.
Well, okay.
All right. A plan indeed. All right, let's rattle it down. I should just have a list. I don't know why I don't bother just writing down a list, but it should be like that. Please rate, review, and subscribe to the show wherever possible. Wherever possible means iTunes, forgive me, Apple Podcasts, and Stitcher Radio. That is where one can rate and review the show. You can share it just about anywhere. We tweet the show a lot. If you go retweet whatever we tweet, that pin tweet on the show's Twitter page, fantastic. You've done me a great service. You've done me a solid favor. I would like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of stuff up there, and there's just more to come. And if you are already subscribed, you are in that much better position to get more of the stuff that we share. If you got some change jangled around your pocket, you got some stimulus money you trying to share, we have a Patreon. It's easy to subscribe to. It's right there. It'd be dope if you want to give us a hand. If you was like, I don't want to give you that big a hand, but I wouldn't mind giving you a little lesser hand, then buy some merch. That's dope. My little play sister Bevan bought another shirt, and her come up was she bought the shirt, sent me a picture and said, hey, I got the shirt. It looks way better in t-shirt form than it does in hoodie form. I agree. They make better t-shirts than they make hoodies. But then she hit me up yesterday. It was like, look, they sent me another one on accident. So she came on 2 shirts. That's dope. So you can buy some merch.
Are they still $14.99?
They are on sale right now. Yeah. So if you want to go cop one right now, as you know, we record this and you won't know until next week, I would tell you to go ahead and hit up our T Public store. Go follow us on IG. I put up an IG show pretty regularly. I have not done one going into this week because it has just been that kind of week, but I hope to have one up here soon. And now you can follow us on Twitch. Stay Crunchy and Milk, just like it is everywhere else. And like I said, we're gonna be streaming some stuff out here, streaming some games, and talking some smack and having a good time, and it's all out there. So we are trying to be a little bit of everywhere that you are, so you can get down with our situation that much easier. And that'd be really great if you did. My man to the left of my screen is Tatum216.
Howdy ho.
To the right and above is the real ODP.
Long live Hakatino.
In the lower right hand corner is my man Lunchbox2099.
Salutations.
Greetings and the like. I'm your host. I am the internet's Taro713. You have just been podcast to. I am certain you loved it. Because it's kind of good.
Except if your girlfriend wants to set you up and say, hey, sleep with Brenda. Or, hey, was you trying to sleep with Brenda? He was like, nah, that wasn't me. I got you on tape. Because we was on Maury Povich. And we was in the back.
We were in the green room.
Yeah, in the green room, and you tried to sleep with her.
You're on a show about cheating, and someone happens to hit on you in the green room.
Just think of
how
how problematic it could be too if like Brenda actually goes through with it, that she loses a boyfriend and a friend.
She earned some dick. She good.
That was the payment.
That's all she wanted.
Told him how good the dick was, and she had to see for herself.
Yeah, like I'll go after this, but like, what if like you know them green room shows, like the dude just pull out his dick and it's okay, and she was just like, I wasn't gonna fuck you, but you did pull your dick out.
That's a pretty nice dick.
That is an awesome piece of dick there.
I did not expect that quality of dick.
Do you use Manscaped? We are not sponsored by Manscaped.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.